Welcome to Sports House Podcast. I'm Chase House. The Phoenix Suns won Game 2 in about the craziest fashion and the sickest game-ending play that I've ever seen. With .9 seconds to go, Jay Crowder inbounds the ball from the baseline behind the hoop, alley-oops it to DeAndre Ayton, perfect pinpoint pass, and Ayton throws it down over Zubac, and the Suns win the game. Pretty much the coolest playoff ending of all time. Right up there with Kawhi Leonard's 15 bounce shot when he was a member of the Raptors. But just barely, the Clippers beat the Suns in Game 3, 106-92, snapping the Suns' 9-game win streak in a must-win game for the Clippers. Shocker, down 0-2, and they win Game 3. Keep their season alive. Devin Booker, who broke his nose in 3 places in Game 2, wore a mask, not the stupid-ass COVID mask, but a face mask. Chris Paul returned and looked rusty and like he's been out of basketball for as long as he was. And you got to expect that. But Devin Booker didn't shoot the ball well either, so naturally the Suns lose. In fact, Chris Paul and Devin Booker combined for 10 for 40 from the field, each of them only scoring 15 points. And playoff P rebounds from missing 2 crucial free throws in Game 2 and helps the Clippers survive without Kawhi Leonard, getting right back in this series in a must-win basketball game. And now the Clippers trail 2-1. The LA Clippers, they just came out and they played with more of a sense of urgency, is basically the reason they won the game. You know, they looked like they had more energy. Chris Paul looked slow. You have to expect that, though, coming back from his injury. But the whole Phoenix Suns team got out-hustled the whole game. Backs against the wall, and they played like it. And I kind of expected the Clippers to come out hot. But honestly, I thought the Suns were going to win the game. But I guess it makes sense. Chris Paul coming back, hasn't played since the closeout game in Denver. If he plays rusty and Devin Booker has a rough shooting night, that's what you got to expect. Patrick Beverley definitely stepped it up guarding Devin Booker tonight. I don't know if it was the nose or the face mask. I don't know what it was, but Booker didn't shoot the ball well at all. 5 for 21 from the field, 1 for 7 for 3. Chris Paul was 5 for 19, 2 for 7 from 3, with 12 assists. But the Suns, they need more from both of those players if they're going to win in this series. And this series is far from over now. I mean, the Clippers, they have came back from 2 straight series trailing 0-2. So this is nothing new to them. They're trying to make it a third time. I don't know if it's going to happen without Kawhi. I think the Suns are going to close this series out if Kawhi doesn't get back and get back fast. This all sets up a huge Game 4. The Suns can go up 3-1, or the Clippers can tie the series at 2, heading back to Phoenix. If the Suns win Game 4, the Clippers are in serious trouble, and I don't think that they can come back from a 3-1 series lead with Chris Paul at the helm. We're going to take a break, and when I come back, I'm going to talk about a list of things that I would trade Ben Simmons for. Hey, neighbor.
Hey.
How you doing, Brian?
Oh, pretty good. Wait, what did you call me?
What?
Kyle, we've been neighbors for 5 years. My name's Thomas.
What? Well, who you calling Kyle? My name's Thomas, too.
Oh.
Some commercials just don't make any sense. This is one of those commercials. Sports House. 15 minutes could waste you 15% or more of your life on nonsense. Man, I really don't want to do this homework.
You don't have to.
With Sports House Podcast, just pretend all your problems magically disappear. Sit back, procrastinate, and just enjoy. Now, back to the podcast. And remember, kids, that homework bullshit.
A list of things that I would trade for Ben Simmons. Black licorice, Nesquik banana milk, a $2 bill collection, a Tamagotchi, and a ham sandwich. But in all seriousness, Ben Simmons and Philadelphia 76ers, as far as I'm concerned, is done. And his trade value plummeted, just like my phone just did. Ben Simmons finished the Hawks series only shooting 3 shots in the fourth quarter. 3 shots. The entire series, which went the distance. Game 7. He was 3 for 3 in the fourth quarter. 100%. But, bro, 3 shots, he disappears. You can't be good. Ben Simmons' motto is you don't miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Right? And it is awesome as that Suns alley-oop game-winning dunk was, Ben Simmons would have passed the ball. He would have passed it right back with 0.9 seconds. Just like how he passed open a wide-open dunk because he was so terrified that he was going to get fouled and have to shoot free throws. Which, now, Ben Simmons finishes 34.2% from the free throw line in the postseason, which is the worst in postseason history. And this includes a postseason with Shaq. This is a point guard. He can't shoot the ball to save his life, and not only that, he does not want to shoot. He is terrified to shoot the ball. You cannot be a good basketball player when now basically every center in the league can shoot it better than you, which is a point guard. Like, dude, if Ben Simmons was not 6'10", 6'11", he'd be a UPS driver. He'd be a part-time 7-Eleven employee with Joe Ingles. He's not even looking to score. He's looking to avoid the ball. And as a point guard, that is like the worst thing ever. Teams are daring him to shoot, and instead of shooting, he's still passing. And it's not just that he sucks ass at shooting, because he obviously does. He won't even shoot the ball. So he just gave up. Yeah, bro, your ceiling is real high at this point. And I've thought he's overrated since he entered the league. And since his rookie year, he's failed to improve. He shoots a career 14% from the three-point line. Not making a single three the first 2 years of his career. He's made three, I think he's made 3 three-pointers ever.
Do you smell it? That smell. The kind of smelly smell. The smelly smell that smells smelly.
And he can't even shoot the ball from the free throw line. The dude can't score outside of the paint. He won't shoot outside of the paint. You cannot succeed in the NBA, and especially in a league now, which is so versatile to the point where centers are now three-point shooters. The best of the centers. The dude is going to be the worst shooter in the entire league. How can you survive? You cannot build a playoff team around that. The process is over. They've yet to make an Eastern Conference Finals. And as long as Ben Simmons is there, they never will. Doc Rivers was asked if Ben Simmons could be a part of a championship caliber team, and this is what he had to say.
And I'm speaking of the offense. Ben only took 4 shots, and he passed up a dunk late. Is there anything that you have to talk to him about, or is that just nerves, or what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously he struggled from the free throw line, and that became a factor in the series. There's no doubt about that. Still believe in him, but we have work to do. We're going to have to get in the gym, put a lot of work in, and go forward.
Doc, you think Ben Simmons can still be a point guard for a championship team like the one you guys want to become?
Yeah, David, I don't know that question or the answer to that right now. So I don't know the answer to that.
What do you when you say get in the gym with him? What needs to be done? I mean, obviously this is fresh. And you have
that's between Ben and I.
It does not sound good for Ben Simmons. He is ass. He is trash. And he will be traded before the next season. And his trade value has now plummeted to the point where I don't even think he's worth a Nesquik banana milk. Have you ever had that stuff? That stuff is fantastic. Ben Simmons, on the other hand, is garbage.
What'd he say? Garbage?
He's a good passer, but other than that, his best skill is being tall and basically being a 7-foot point guard. I would literally take certain centers in this league to be my point guard rather than Ben Simmons. That should never be a sentence. Like Jokic, dude, if he switched his position to point guard, he's already better than Ben Simmons. Like, hands down. It's not even a competition. Ben Simmons is a bottom 10 point guard in this entire league. A bottom 10. He is at the bottom of the barrel with players that will be out of the league in a few years. He can't do anything. And until he improves his shot, he won't do anything. You cannot be a point guard in this league and shoot 34% from the free throw line, 14% from the three-point line, and never make a shot other than a dunk, and then even start passing away wide open dunks because you're scared that you're going to get fouled and draw contact and have to go shoot for points. How can you play basketball and not be able to shoot the ball? Bruh, like, that's like trying to read a book while you're blind. Dude might as well start shooting the ball, switching his hand. Left hand not working, shoot it with your right hand. Right hand not working, shoot it with your head. Because you're clearly, whatever you're doing is just the worst. And if you have any ounce of athleticism, I do not get how you cannot put time in the gym and improve shooting-wise. You will never succeed in this league if you are a horrible shooter and then never shoot to get better. How the hell are you going to improve? He's not improving, and that's why he has not improved since his rookie year. He's declined every year, and he will continue to decline. He's not doing anything to improve his game. Until he develops a shot, as far as I'm concerned, Ben Simmons is worth a sack of spuds. The other series in the NBA, the Eastern Conference Finals, the Milwaukee Bucks lost to the 5 seed Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young went off, had 48 points. Dude is a superstar in this league. But it's easy to shoot when you're wide open the entire game for a good shooter. Boltonhauser, or whatever the f*** is, Budenholzer, Holster, the coach of the Bucks, man, he refuses to make adjustments or actually use his brain when he coaches. The Bucks still play so stupid that I honestly thought the Bucks would win this series probably in 5 or 6 games, and talent-wise and roster-wise, they should. But honestly, just watching them, how stupid they play, I don't even know if they'll win. I don't even know if they will win this series. You have a player like Trae Young who's balling, and the Hawks are well better coached. A 5 seed, Atlanta Hawks, in the Eastern Conference Finals, just beat the team that took down the Nets. They were the injured Nets, but they were still nonetheless the Nets. And they can't even beat the 5 seed Hawks. Like, they honestly, I think they need a new coach. If I'm being quite honest. They just play so stupid. On pick and rolls in that game, they were leaving Trae Young so wide open, he literally did a shimmy before he shot the ball. He stopped because he was so wide open, and there was no closeout from Bobby Portis, and he does a shimmy of his shoulder because he sat there for like 10 seconds, and then knocks down a 3, and that was basically the story of the game. That's why he had 48 points, and that's why the Bucks lost that game 116-113. Down the stretch in that game, with 5 seconds to go, Giannis shot 2 free throws. He made them both, unlike Ben Simmons. But the NBA announced that both of them should have been waived off because of 10-second violations. Both free throws. And also, fun fact, Usain Bolt can run a 100-meter race faster than Giannis can shoot the basketball. And he takes literally like 10 seconds to warm up before he gets the ball in his hand. And then when he gets the ball in his hand, he still takes 10 more seconds. At least the dude tries to shoot and tries to get better at shooting, unlike Ben Simmons. But this Atlanta Hawks and Milwaukee Bucks series, it's going to be more interesting than I thought. Because, like I said, the Bucks are just stupid. And if you watch them, I swear, they don't make adjustments. They play dumb. And they never play to their strengths. And for a team that is trying to win a championship, it's going to get exposed by better coached teams, even if they are the Atlanta Hawks, who have 0 All-Stars on their roster. Trae Young being the exception because the dude is an All-Star. He just wasn't on the All-Star team this year. He was an All-Star last year, and he's playing like an All-Star right now in the playoffs. But in order to stop him, you actually probably should try to guard him and not let just their best players have the most wide-open shots ever to the point where they can literally shimmy before attempting a three. The Atlanta Hawks and Milwaukee Bucks, Game 2 will be Friday night, and if the Hawks, if they win Game 2, they're going to win the series. So I think this is a massive Game 2 for the Atlanta Hawks. If they can beat Milwaukee 2 games on the road to start the series and then head back to Atlanta, just based on the fact of how stupid the Bucks are coached, I think they'll win the series. So this is a big Game 2 in my opinion. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode of Sports House Podcast. So I'll catch you on the next one. Until next time, peace.
Sports House Podcast.